Welcome to Your Words Create Your World podcast. This is a place where you will begin to understand the power of your words, how they have shaped the very world you live in today, and how you have the potential to create the world that you desire to live in. Thanks for joining me. Now let's go on a journey. Hello and welcome to Your Words Create Your World podcast. I'm Kerri Roberson. And I want to stay on the topic of dreams. I've already mentioned this on one podcast, but there's another layer that I want to talk about today, and that is the fact that you cannot achieve a dream that you do not own and pursue. And a lot of people say, what does that mean? And I've shared about vision boards, dream boards. And so if you missed that episode, you'll want to go back and connect there. But here's the thing is that, so many times people don't quite understand that, they have a dream and what it takes to get it. And so I want to talk to you about the pursuit of the dream and why you stay in pursuit. Because whenever you will own the dream, and it might be far-fetched, you might have some just ginormous dream that is going to take millions of dollars. And so you know what you have to do? You have to take the first step, and then you have to take the next step, and you have to take another step. And so sometimes people are like, yeah, it's so big, I can't even. Well, the old saying is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And so the truth is, though, is that you have to own it and you have to stay in pursuit of it. And so, there's some things that will come around that will kind of try to knock you off basis. Trust me on this one. And I'm going to share a story with you that will help you to relate. But the truth is that when you own it and you pursue it daily, you will find that the dream stays alive. And here's what I know is that when the dream is right for the person and the person is right for the dream, the two cannot be separated. See, that's important for you to recall that this is your dream. And so no matter what, you cannot be separated. Understand that your dream will provide wings to your spirit. I promise you. Like, you're going to be like, wait, I have so much energy and I have so much when I'm working on my dream, right? And so it'll give you wings to your spirit, not weight on your shoulders. It will fire you up. I promise you, but it will not drain your energy. It's incredible as you really start to see the pursuit. It'll take you out of your comfort zone, but it doesn't deplete your strength. And it'll keep you up at night, but your rest will always be sufficient. See, I've been chasing a dream for a long time. And here's what I like to tell people is that when you're in pursuit of it, and you know that you know that you know, and it's burning inside of you, and you think about it day and night and day, here's the reality is that it's going to take work. It's going to take consistent effort. You can't just say, well, someday when I hit the lottery ticket, and you're one of those people that don't even buy lottery tickets, so you're never going to hit it, right? No, that's not what it's about. When God placed a dream inside of you, here's what I promise is when he gives you a vision, he gives you provision. And so you might have to think, well, what does that look like? So let me take you back to our first year in business. This would be way back in 1990, 2000 era. We were chasing the dream, and the dream was going to be to have financial freedom, to have debt freedom, to travel the world, to be able to do things above and beyond for the people in our lives and the people that would come into our lives. And so, we didn't know all of what would unfold at that point. We didn't know that there would be nonprofits. We didn't know that there would be just serving greater humanity. We didn't know all the things. So you don't have to know all the details. We just knew that the dream was so big and we were willing to work for it because we could see what other people were already able to do because they had gone before us. See, that's the beautiful thing. Our path wouldn't look like theirs. We were on the same journey, but we weren't, right? Like, it was like they were right here running in front of us and we could see it and we could follow, but their dreams were their dreams and our dreams were ours. But we had a vehicle that could help us accomplish financial freedom, time freedom, debt freedom, health freedom, all those things. And so we were so passionate. And so on our very first wedding anniversary, I had scheduled a business meeting. And at this meeting, this woman, somehow or another, somebody made a comment that it was our first wedding anniversary. And right in the middle of my presentation, she had nothing to say about my products or service. Like, she wasn't attacking my business. She began to verbally attack me. I'm talking in front of a room of about 13 people. She goes, you do know that putting the almighty dollar before your marriage that'll cost you in the long run. And I was like, wait, what did you say? And so she repeated it very, very openly. And I literally just took a deep breath. And I can only tell you that the good Lord above gave me the words to speak in that very moment, because I can tell you just like it was yesterday, my response. And that was, I said to her, ma'am, my husband and I put our marriage first every day. Our love is not second to anything other than Jesus himself. I'm telling you right now, like, our marriage is not celebrated one day out of the year. It's every day. And I go, and the truth is that I do believe someday, because we're chasing our dreams, that when we celebrate our anniversary in far, far away places that most people would only dream of going, I go, you know what I'll promise you is I'll remember you. And I said, but just know this, our marriage is secure. We celebrate our love every single day. And I went right back to my business presentation. See, that was not that woman lashing out at me. That was the enemy trying to get me off track. He knew I had a vision and I had a purpose and I had a dream, and I had found provision for it. And I was going to go do great things. So, the fiery darts come at us, but I trusted the good Lord to give me the words to speak. I wasn't rude. I wasn't ugly. I was just, as a matter of fact, see, you can't steal my dream from me. And you certainly can't try to take away the love I have for my spouse. That's not going to work. So this is the reality. A few years later, I found out her marriage had ended in a divorce. And it was really heartbreaking for me, because I thought, man, I wish she would have learned to celebrate her love every day of the week, every day, not just one day out of the year. Because you see, Rick and I have celebrated our marriage in far, far away places, private islands that people would only dream of going. And the truth is we've also served our Navy SEALs for many, many years, including this year, just a few days before. Like, that is our choice, to be able to serve them, because in our heart, we feel like they've served us at the greatest capacity. So we've been able to choose the things we do, nothing dictated by a calendar ever. It's not one day a year. It is our life. It is our moment to moment, minute to minute, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. That's how we've always lived. And so, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and tell on us, because this just really happened. We actually spent the day together on May 15th, our wedding anniversary, and he cooked me an amazing meal like he always does. He's a phenomenal cook. And then the next day, I opened the mail, and there was a beautiful congratulations on your anniversary, and this just lovely written out card from his mother. And I go, wow, she's early. And then I put it away. And then that night I go to bed and something happens. I look at my phone and it says May 17th, like 1 a.m. And I go, oh my God. I tap him on the shoulder, go, babe, do you know what today is? And he goes, what? And I go, it's May 17th. More importantly, do you know what we forgot? And he said, oh my goodness, our anniversary. And I said, yeah. Now here's the truth. It wasn't just any anniversary. It was our 25th anniversary. But you know what? I can go back to when I stood my ground on our first anniversary, and I declared every day we celebrate our love. And on May 15th, we celebrated our love. And, we had a great day together. We talked business. We did business. We talked life. We talked vision. We talked about our future, our dreams, just like we always do. And we were running in it. But our love is so every day of our life that a calendar didn't matter. I mean, that's the best part. And so I tell people all the time, don't be defined by things that don't matter. But remember this, the enemy is going to throw darts that could take you off. And the truth is we knew that nothing that we did would ever get in the place of our love for each other. So, that to me is that the enemy wanted to take me away from dreaming the big dreams, pursuing the things that would serve humanity, right? And so you just have to know that you've got to guard it all and you've got to keep it. And, when the fiery darts come, recognize them, because we have done amazing things over these past 25 years. We have traveled the world. We have had a nonprofit. We have served humanity in many, many ways. And we've spent our life serving others, and it's served us well. And so I'm just here to tell you that our marriage is stronger ever at 25 years and going, even if we didn't recognize the day on the calendar. we recognize our love. So it's incredible. So as long as you know what it is you're fighting for, the enemy can't come after you. The enemy can't knock you off of your game, can't take away the things that you know God's placed inside of you. And for many people, they are so big. I mean, I know I have friends now that have orphanages in other countries, that have built water wells for communities, things that take money, things that take time if you're going to actually go there and be in the midst of it happening, right? The resources. So never be afraid to have big vision. Never be afraid to dream big dreams. Never be afraid to pursue them. And never let the enemy try to take them away from you in whatever way he tries to get in there and deceive you. Don't let it happen. Because the truth is as you rise up, as you step into greatness, and as you step into your destiny, here's what you're going to find is that people need you. People need you. And sometimes I think there's a quote that I'll just share with you, because I think sometimes we start to lack our own insecurity, because our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Trust me, it's not. It's that we are powerful beyond measure. You are powerful. See, God didn't make a mistake when he created you. He made you. He formed you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you've got to let that sink in. And so we go about asking ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, to be fabulous, to be gorgeous, to be talented? And the truth is who are you to not be these things? See, you were born to manifest the glory of God. And as you let your light shine, you unconsciously give people permission to let their light shine too. Think about that for a second. If people are trying to pull you back down all the time, they're probably not seeing a light. And so I want you to know, as you begin to let your light shine, as you begin to manifest the glory of God, here's what happens. Other people around you have permission to do it too. Now, here's the truth. You're not responsible for the people. You're not responsible for everybody letting their light shine. And so, what we've found in things is that sometimes you're going to have to go shine your light in places, and maybe the people will come along with you. Maybe they won't. But just know, whenever you've been called to do something and you are a light in the world, then people are going to respond to that. And that's when we see relationships come into an alignment. That's when we see doors open that you think, how could I do this? See, as we start to evolve and we start to follow our dreams and our visions, and they start to come to pass, you will be in places that you could have never imagined in a million years. I know, I've been there. You're thinking, how did I get into a relationship? How would I have the privilege of sitting at a table with this person? And I don't care who it is. I mean, kings, queens, presidents, billionaires, I don't care. You're going to find yourself in places where, because you're letting your light shine, and doors are going to open for you. And so you've got to just know that you have that ability. And if somebody's trying to put your light out, or somebody's just negative about it, don't let them. Shine your light anyway. And because you're unconsciously giving them permission to let their light shine. Now, they have to do it. You can't make a person do it. You just can't take on the responsibility of every human. Every human has it in them. Everyone. See, I don't believe for one second that the God we serve is a respecter of persons. I don't believe that he said, you get some. Nope, leaving it out of you. No, but he did give us this thing called free will, and we have to step up to the plate. And so we all have the right to do it. We all get to shine if we choose. And if we don't, and if it's that person that's negative and constantly pulling you back down, and they don't believe in your dreams, and they call you things, and they say ugly things, you got to let them go. You got to step forward, because the truth is that, and that's painful sometime in the flesh, but I promise you, they respond better. They can see that you're changing, and you're not being pulled back into the pits and the despair, and your word choices are changing. You're speaking life, not death, right? All these things start to happen. And so you too can change them greater than if you stay with them in a negative environment with no vision and no dreams and accomplishing nothing in life. So let your light shine. You were created to shine bright. And I hope that you do. The one thing I tell people is, I don't want to get to heaven someday and stand before the Lord and him say, why didn't you become you? Why didn't you help the people that I called you to help? Why didn't you become who I created you to be? See, I think about the plans he had for me. He says he had them before he formed me in my mother's womb. Same for you, right? No respecter of person. So the plans are there, but we have free will. We get to choose. Do we go forward? Do we rise up? Do we actually trust the fact that he's given us the vision and provides the provision? And so when you do that, I promise you things are going to be different for you. Now, I will say this. I have this image in my mind that I get to heaven and I'm standing before Jesus and I'm waiting so desperately to hear the words, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." But he steps to the side and right behind him is a person. And that person is going to say, "Well done." And that person is you. Will you recognize you completely poured out, completely who you were created to be? Or will you look at that person and they look at you and you hear nothing because they don't know you, they don't recognize you? See, I want to become that person. I want to spend every day chasing after the person God created me to be and serving humanity the way He created me to serve. See, because as I run in my vision and as I chase things down, I serve other people well. And so I want to be able, I feel like in that moment, the best thing is I look at me, our eyes light up, and we're wrapped up in the arms of Jesus, and we hear the word, "Good job. Well done, good and faithful servant." See, we are one in that moment. I am the person that I was created to be, and we recognize each other. And that embrace is where we hear it. And so I don't know if that helps you or not, but I do hope that you know you were created for greatness. You were created by God Almighty to do incredible things. I don't think He just needed to fill the earth with a whole bunch of humans, honestly. I mean, let's think about it. He created us all to create things. You know, I say as we speak, we create. That is truth. So if we create things that serve humanity, I think about this technology that we're sitting here. It happened in someone's mind, and then it happened in reality, and it serves humanity. We get to be the recipients of someone's vision that started here, and then they walked it out, and they had the provision, and it came to fruition, and now we are the recipient of it. It serves us well. So if you start to think everything in our life was someone's vision, I don't care if it's the table you eat at, the car you drive, the clothes you wear, the computer we sit in front of, the microphone that I use, the lights, everything first had to start as a vision of a human. Nothing just got here. See, God put it inside of us to go forth and create it. And so I want to encourage you today, as you dream your dreams and you know, hey, things are going to come at me because, you know, all the world tries to deviate you. The friends you have, the people you love, they might say things that are hurtful. Just know you shine your light because you are unconsciously giving them permission to shine their own. And you go forth and you create everything that God has for you to create. And you're going to help change the world. One life at a time, we're going to change the world. So I'm excited for you. I can't wait to hear what happens.